Okay, so this is question 4.8 from Essential GCSE Physics on the Isaac website. A hiker walks 10 kilometres east, 5 kilometres south and 2 kilometres west. Using the scale diagram, calculate his bearing from his start point. Give your answer to the nearest degree. Soft pencil, hard pencil, rubber, protractor and rulers. Let's not forget, bearings are always measured from due north. So we will always be measuring our bearings from due north. And just as a quick reminder, bearings are three-figure bearings. So from due north, for example, northeast would be on a bearing of 045. Southeast would be on a bearing of 135. And southwest would be on a bearing of 180 degrees plus 45, which would be 225. So the bearing 225 represents the direction of southwest. So we need to begin, constructing the scale diagram. 10 kilometres east, 5 south, and 2 west. So what we could do here is we could let 1 centimetre equal 1 kilometre. And then that would mean that 1 millimetre, which is 1/10 of this, would be 1/10 of this. And because that's 1,000 metres, it means that 1 millimetre on this piece of paper represents 100 metres in real life. So this person walks east, then south, then west. So I'm going to have the person start their journey somewhere over here. And I'm going to need to fit 10 centimetres on here, so that's 10 centimetres. So if I start them over here, I think we'll have enough room. So I'm going to start the hiker walking from that point there. If you can't see it, it's just inside that circle there. So the first thing that we need to do is draw their first part of their journey, which is 10 centimetres to the east. So I'm currently on 3, I need to go to 13, which is here. Check the ruler, double check, that's in the right place. That is 10 kilometres and now they're here. The next part of the journey, the hiker walks 5 kilometres south, which on this diagram, 5 kilometres would be 5 centimetres. So let's have them walk down here. So from 28 on my ruler, down to 23, which is just there. Double check. Okay, so now they end up in this position here. And then finally the person walks 2 kilometres to the west, which is in this direction. So the person will now walk from there to here. To check that's in the right place. Draw that on. And so the person finishes just there. So that's 5 kilometres south. And this is 2 kilometres to the west. And the question says, calculate his bearing from his start point. Okay, so let's go back to where they started. So this represents north. This is due north from where the person started. That's north. And the person has ended up in this position all the way down here. So let's draw that line in. So they've walked, effectively, they've walked in this direction. Even though it was a 3-part journey, they could have done all of that by walking this far and this angle from north. And so this angle here is the bearing. And so we just simply need to measure the angle. And so to do that, we place the protractor, careful to line up the baseline. Make sure everything's nice and square. And then we're just going to read off this value here. So that's 90, 100, 110, 120. That's 122 and a tiny bit. 122 and a tiny bit. So I'm going to call that 122 degrees. And if I just pop this out, if we look at the correct answer, it is 122 degrees.